Feeling stuck and unmotivated can be depressing, but don't let it keep you down any longer. This video will provide the best motivational techniques to help you get out of that rut and back to your objectives. Whether you're feeling unmotivated at work, in your personal life, or in your hobbies, these strategies can help you spark that fire within and push forward. So grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes on these game-changing motivating techniques. We've covered everything from creating small, achievable objectives to surrounding yourself with positive influences. You'll quickly feel inspired. Let's start without further ado. Number 1, act as if you feel motivated. If you feel stuck and unmotivated, try tricking yourself into motivation by changing your behavior. Sounds too good to be true? Well, hear us out. Imagine yourself as a motivated individual. What would you be doing right now? Dressing up rather than lounging in your pajamas all day? Taking action instead of waiting for motivation to strike, right? Well, it's time to put your imagination to work. Get dressed, take action, and see how your motivation level increases as you keep going. It's like playing a game of dress up, but instead of pretending to be someone else, you're pretending to be the most motivated version of yourself. So give it a try and see the difference it makes. Number 2, argue the opposite. Are you feeling stuck in a cycle of negative thoughts? Are you constantly telling yourself that you can't do something or it'll be too hard? Well, it's time to flip the script. Instead of dwelling on the negative, try arguing the opposite. When you think, I'll never get this done, remind yourself of all the times you succeeded in the past. When you think, it'll be too hard, remind yourself of the resources and support available. Looking at both sides of the coin, you'll be able to see the situation in a more balanced light. Who knows? By developing a more positive outlook, you might find that things work out better than you expected, and that will give you the motivation you need to push forward. So next time you find yourself stuck in a negative thought spiral, remember to argue the opposite and see how it changes your perspective. Number 3, practice self-compassion. Do you tend to become critical of yourself? Do you believe that self-criticism is essential for motivation? Consider again. According to research, self-compassion is a far more effective motivator, especially when faced with difficulties. According to a study conducted by the University of California, students who spoke pleasantly to themselves after failing an exam spent more time studying and were more motivated to improve their weaknesses. Self-compassion does not include repeating good affirmations to oneself. Instead, it involves having a gentler talk with oneself. Instead of having a pity party, talk to yourself like a friend you can count on. What would I say to a friend in this situation? Ask yourself. You'll most likely be gentler to others than you would be to yourself. Begin to treat yourself like a good friend and train yourself. Use self-talk to encourage yourself and help you recover from setbacks. Self-compassion improves not only motivation, but also mental health. A study from 2012 that was published in Clinical Psychology Review found that self-compassion reduces psychological distress, lowers the symptoms of anxiety and depression, and makes stress less harmful. So be kind to yourself and see how it helps you reach your goals. Number 4, use the 10-minute rule. Do you find it challenging to get inspired to do something? We've all been there, whether it's getting on the treadmill or working on a tiresome paper. But what if I told you that there's a simple way to improve everything? Introduce yourself to the 10-minute rule. Permit yourself to abandon a task after just 10 minutes. But here's the catch. After 10 minutes, decide whether you want to continue or stop. Believe us, you'll probably find that you have enough motivation to continue. Consider it a warm-up for your motivation. The hardest thing is usually getting started, but once you're in the zone, it's much simpler to keep going. So next time you struggle to get inspired, try the 10-minute rule and watch the magic happen. Number 5, go for a walk in nature. If you have lost your drive, it's time to go outside. A breath of fresh air and a change of scenery and some physical activity can do wonders for your motivation. Consider yourself in lush green surroundings, surrounded by chirping birds and the mellow sound of a nearby stream. A 2013 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine discovered that walking a half mile through a park decreases mental tiredness and refreshes the mind. No wonder being in nature has a relaxing impact that can help you face any difficult activity with fresh energy. So next time you're feeling demotivated, ditch the crowded streets and head to the nearest park. Go for a walk and let nature work its magic. Believe us when we say you will return to your work feeling more inspired and recharged. Number 6, pair a dreaded task with something you enjoy. When faced with a task that you hate, finding the drive to begin can be challenging, right? Well, what if we told you can pair an awful duty with something you enjoy? Indeed, if you're joyful and excited, your motivation to face a difficult challenge or finish boring work will skyrocket. And the best part is that it's simple. Suppose you're going for a run. Instead of simply hitting the road, why not listen to your favorite music and let the beat drive you forward? Similarly, if you're cleaning the house, why not call a friend and talk as you work? work. You'll not only have company, but you'll also be ticking something off your to-do list. Even simple actions such as burning a scented candle or renting a fancy automobile can positively impact you. Invite a friend to accompany you while completing your chores or watch your favorite show while folding laundry. The idea is to discover something that makes you happy. Just be sure that your enjoyment doesn't interfere with your performance. For example, watching TV while writing a paper may distract you and slow you down. Remember, with some imagination and motivation, you'll be able to overcome those dreadful duties in no time. Number 7. Manage your to-do list. Remember that less is often more. An extensive list of tasks might make staying motivated to do anything challenging. Wait, don't panic. With some planning, you can regain control of your to-do list and handle those activities one at a time. First, read over your list and see whether it's too long. Is there anything that isn't necessary? If that's the case, get rid of them. Remember, the goal is to make your list shorter, not longer. Only include the necessary items on your list. Next, decide whether any task can be shifted to a different day. This will assist you in prioritizing the most important items on your list and moving them to the top. And focusing on the most important chores first will give you a sense of accomplishment which will drive you to keep going. Most people underestimate how long something will take them, and if things don't go as planned, don't be too hard on yourself. So take a deep breath and change your to-do list and enjoy the sense of accomplishment that comes from crossing tasks off one by one. Hopefully, you'll get things done quickly with some planning and determination. Number 8, practice self-care. Self-care in our daily routines can motivate us and prepare us to tackle our problems. Let's discover how. Creating a health plan that addresses your physical, mental, and emotional well-beings is one of the best ways to practice self-care. This strategy should include frequent exercise, which keeps your body in shape and releases endorphins, which help you feel better. Getting proper sleep is another crucial part of self-care. A good night's sleep is important for our overall health because it helps our bodies and minds to recharge. You need to set a proper sleep routine and stick to it. Drinking water and eating a healthy diet is also a crucial part of self-care. A well-nourished body is better able to handle stress and daily challenges, so include plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains in your diet. It's also important to create a time for leisure and entertainment. Engage in activities that you enjoy and that provide you joy. This can include reading a book, playing a musical instrument, and even walking. Lastly, use healthy coping skills to deal with stress. This can be anything from deep breathing exercises to journaling or talking to a trusted friend. Avoiding unhealthy habits such as binge eating or drinking too much alcohol can also help you feel better in the long run. Remember that self-care is not a selfish act. It's critical, so go ahead and take some time today to pamper yourself. Number 9, reward yourself for working. Working hard towards your goals is admirable, but it can also be tiring sometimes. That's why it's essential to reward yourself for your efforts. When you give yourself something to look forward to, you'll find that you're more motivated to go through tough times. One way to reward yourself is to create small, achievable goals that you can work towards. For example, if you have a long paper to write, break it down into smaller chunks. Write 500 words and then take a short break. The key is to find something you're looking forward to, which will help keep you motivated to keep going. Another approach is to remind yourself of the bigger picture. Write one page daily and remind yourself that you'll have free time to do whatever you want when you're done. These little rewards can help you push through tough times. Finally, consider a bigger reward for a complete job. For example, when you complete the paper, allow yourself to go out with friends or do something you enjoy. It's important to note that rewards you give yourself should not sabotage your efforts. Avoid rewarding yourself with treats that will decrease your motivation in the long term. Instead, choose something that will help you keep motivated and on track towards your goals. Number 10, seek professional help. If you last got motivated long ago, it might be time to talk to a professional. A lack of motivation can be a sign of a more severe problem, so it's important to rule out any issues that might be going on. Start by setting up a meeting with your doctor. Your doctor may want to rule out some physical health problems that make you tired or sad. They may also suggest illnesses like depression that may be the root cause of your lack of motivation. Remember that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's essential to take care of yourself, and the first step to getting back on track and feeling better is to deal with any underlying problems. So there you have it, folks. These are some of the most effective methods for getting inspired when you're stuck. Remember that motivation is a continuous process. You may not always feel motivated, but adopting these tactics, you can get back on track and reach your goals. The trick is to figure out what works best for you and include it in your daily routine. Which motivational hack did you find most useful? Please share it in the comments section below, and let's swap tips for staying motivated. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the Growth Mindset channel for more tips and ideas on the road to success. Thank you for tuning in.